Newly appointed Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and his NATO speech. Key takeaways. In his speech at Nato, Pete Hegseth stressed a major shift in expectations for European defense contributions, urging European nations to increase their spending from 2% of GDP to 5%. He argued that Europe can no longer rely on the US as the main player in its defense, especially as the US faces growing challenges in other parts of the world. Hegseth emphasized that Europe must take greater responsibility for its own security, acknowledging that Europe is more directly at risk and should be more invested in defending its own continent. This would ensure that Europe is more self-reliant and able to defend itself, allowing the US to shift more focus to its responsibilities in the Pacific and other regions. Regarding questions about giving in to Russia during peace negotiations, Hegseth clearly showed a disdain for questions about the United States, quote, giving in to Putin. The United States, Ukraine, and Russia need to look at things from a perspective of realism. There shouldn't be any expectations about trying to maintain certain borders from the past. They have to look at the reality of the situation as it is right now and come up with a solution. The US and the Pacific. While pushing Europe to do more, Hegseth also discussed the need for the US to focus its resources effectively and wisely, ensuring that promises made to its Pacific allies are kept. The US must be efficient in spending to deliver on those commitments, especially as tensions with China continue to rise in the region. For example, he admitted the United States needs to be building warships more quickly and efficiently. If an ally such as Japan asks for a naval warship or submarine, the United States should be delivering that in 3 years, not 7. He warned against overextending the U.S. military resources and called for strategic spending to fulfill its obligations in the Pacific rather than continuing to take the lead in Europe. U.S.-China relations, conflict not inevitable. On the subject of China, Hegseth stressed that conflict with China is not inevitable. He highlighted the importance of maintaining strong alliances and a forward-thinking strategy to address the growing Chinese threat. While China's actions in the Pacific are a concern, Hegseth expressed that diplomacy and strategic engagement can prevent escalation, and the U.S. should work to deter conflict while being prepared to defend its allies if necessary. For more concise and current news that is less biased than mainstream media, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. See you next time.